All right, guys. So now what we will get into tonight is the How Would You Fish It segment. And we have special guest, InfiniteBassin. So we're gonna see what the California side would do with this also. So basically what this is each week, whenever we do our live streams, I pull up a clip whenever I'm out on the water, and we will take a look at the water conditions, the water level. And since it's what's the water temp out there in California right now?
We're running high 40s, low 50s right now.
Woo! Now that is a surprise. I thought you were gonna say like the 70s or something like that.
Oh no.
Oh man. All right. So so the water temp on this will be a little different, but let's just say for the purpose of this video, let's just say the water temp is around the 50s. Let's say around 55. So we'll kind of be in between for a little bit, everybody. All right. So let me pull up this video clip. I'm gonna play the clip and just kind of play through it real quick, and then I will come back. You guys get active in the comments. Let us know how you would fish it. Then we're gonna hear from InfiniteBassin. All right, we're gonna hear from InfiniteBassin, see how he would fish it, and then I'll chime in and let you guys know what I would do. All right, so let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. Well, guys, make sure in the comments you guys are getting active as soon as it starts playing, so I can read a few of your comments, and then we will get straight into see what InfiniteBassin would do. All right, so here we go, guys. There you go, guys. Did you see that brush right there? Let me get back on it real quick. There we go. So we're approaching it pretty fast. It's only about 40 feet away from the boat, but as you can see, there's fish in front of that and there's fish behind it. So obviously there's going to be fish in that brush pile also. I'm not going to fish that right now because what I'm doing is actually preparing for a tournament. There you go. You see another fish swimming right on the outside of that. There's some suspended fish over here, guys. So of course, I use my side scan, sonar, and my down scan. All right, so let me just pull you back up here. All right, so what do you think? Basically, out there in California, if you were to see something like that, what would you be thinking? What would be your go-to bait on that?
All right, so I got a couple options for you here.
All right.
So with that, having a slope going downhill off that tree, ooh, I would go to the shallow side of that tree, and I would cast with I would start with a crankbait, because you know I love throwing a crankbait out there. That's
right.
And depending on, you know, what was it, 11 feet, 10 feet right there, I'm going to throw a crankbait that probably dives to about 12 to 13 feet, possibly 15, depending on how steep the drop is. And I'm going to put that crankbait on the bottom, and I'm going to drag it all the way back up past that tree. And if they don't hit it on the retrieve, on a steady retrieve coming back as it's digging the dirt, as it gets closer to that tree using my Mega Live, I'm going to stop it. I'm going to keep cranking, stop it. And then as you keep hitting different sections of that tree, it gives them time to see something roll up, stop, and then take off again. And then the next time that thing stops, they're either going to take it or they're not. And if they don't take that, then I'm going to come down with something like an underspin and fish the underspin on the bottom. Because one of the things we like to do out here is we'll throw them on the bottom, let them hit, and then don't fish it per se like you would a underspin, but let that blade tink and hit the bottom. Let it tink off of rocks, let it tink off of those branches, and you can fish it either, you know, that way right on the bottom, or fish it just like a regular underspin. And then if that don't work, then I'm throwing jigs. Jigs with a double tail hula grub. That's where I'm going.
All right. There we go. Okay, hold on just a second. Let me try something real quick. Okay. All right. There we go, guys. So that is what InfiniteBassin would do. I mean, he's hitting them with the crankbait, the underspin, and then following up with the jig, man. So he has that combo, hitting it with the trifecta. All right, so now let me just look in the comments real quick and see what some of these guys are saying real quick. So let's see. So Harry says InfiniteBassin got the crankbaits ready to go as well as the Yamamoto swag and the Robo Worms.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, then Harry says, let me see, Money trying to learn from his mistakes by doing how you would fish it. Come on, man. He's not gonna let me live it down. Yes, I did zero on my home lake, man. But you gotta, I mean, but hey, I did catch a stick though. I caught a stick fish. So it wasn't a complete zero. I caught a 0.5, I guess we could call that. We have Cajun Rob. Cajun Rob says, drop a morning dawn drop shot around the brush pile. Uh-oh, man, out there in California, I think when that 7-pounder gets a hold of that drop shot, it's gonna be game over. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about the droppy shot. I don't know about the drop shot. Uh-oh, he got the robo worms ready. He got the robo worms ready. All right, so we have Team Zipper Lip says perfect conditions for a jerk bait and clean up with a jig. Uh-oh, okay. Uh-oh, Cajun Rob stepping back in with the robo worm. All right, and then let's see. Uh-oh, check this one out. We have DP saying, I will try hover scrolling. What hover scrolling? Have you heard of hover scrolling before? Have you heard of hover scrolling before?
No, what is that?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a video on that one. Okay, hold on. Let me get through these real quick and see what else we have. Hold on. All right, then we have Joseph. All right, member of the money team. He is stepping in. He says the 10-inch Duralast worm beat the brakes off of him. Ah, come on, man. Now, look, that's a kind of an inside live stream joke. I don't know if you've been watching for a while, but we got Chicken Hawk that'll come up here. He's another fisherman. He'll come up here every now and then. He says his sponsor is Duralast because he beats the brakes off of the competition. All right. And then Harry says, let's see, it's all love money. A 1/2 ounce spinnerbait, silver with gold willow leaf, could be a choice as well. All right, Harry, let's see. So let me see. A 1/2 ounce spinnerbait, silver gold willow leaf could be a choice as well. No, Harry, that's not going to work. I think you're going to zero on that one, man. You're going to get in there. You're going to break off because you're probably throwing it on 14-pound line. You'll get in there hung up and you'll get broke off on that 1.5 pounds. All right, Harry, so that's not going to work. No, I'm just messing with you here. All right, so that's a good one because that will make it through that brush. All right, then let's see. Cajun Rob says, Joseph, bring the heat. All right, let's see. What? Yeah, Joseph talking about beat the brakes off of him. All right, then Joseph says, gotta keep the grease hot. All right, so let me see, guys. So basically, let me pull it back up real quick and just tell you what I would do. Let's see. Let's pull this back up. All right, so here we go. Let me just pull it back just a little bit where I get straight to. All right, there we go. There we go, guys. All right, so let me drop this down. All right, so you see where I'm pointing at. Those fish are right on the front of that brush pile. Now, with using our live imaging, we are able to track that bait very well, especially at that distance. I would actually, because like I mentioned earlier, I would have already scanned this. So before I got to it, I would stop and have this sitting out at maybe like 50 to 60 feet. And the reason I say that is because now I'm starting to notice that those fish do get kind of squeamish. I don't know if they're hearing that pinging or whatever, but the farther away you can get, the better it is of a chance of you getting a bite. So I would let that brush pile sit between that 50 and 60 foot mark. You can't see my mouse on the screen, but that's where I'm kind of pointing that at. And then from there, I would go straight to something that if I get that fish on, that I'm not going to be too worried about him coming off. So what I would do is I would throw, and I don't know if you guys, let me just show you this real quick too. I don't know if you noticed the watercolor. Let me just play it again real quick. Just fish that watercolor in front of that, and there's fish behind. You can just get in and out of these coves. All right, and like I said, I'm not planning on fishing this. Let me pause, just turn that down real quick. But look at that watercolor. So based on that watercolor, what I would pull up is my jig, guys. So I would throw something like that. I don't know if you can see the head on that jig. Uh-oh, I see InfiniteBassin reaching back. And the other thing, we were talking about that 50-degree water. So we want something with a little less action to it. So that is that chunk. That is what I'm going to throw, is that chunk. And like I said, pay special attention to that head on there, because I'm going to throw that straight into that structure. There you go. So yeah, that color he has up there or something like this. And the other thing I want you to notice is that little bit of orange in there. So I don't know if you can see that orange, and I don't know where I put my other little bait that I had. But the other thing that I do, guys, is, let's see, that one right there. But this right here has a little more action to it. So in that colder temp, I would go with more of a chunk style bait. I would dip that tip in chartreuse, and follow it up with a little bit of either methylate or some red, just some very subtle highlights on there, just to get, you know, just to show, just to get it to stand out a little bit. But I would go straight to the jig, guys, because I want to get something that when I hook it, there we go. And as you can see, I got that right there trimmed down and ready for them. So I can make it through that brush and still be able to get a good hook set on that fish. But I would go straight in there for that big fish. And especially out there in California, I'd go straight for the big one. All right. So that is what I would do, guys. So there you have it. How would you fish it? Make sure you guys get active in the comments and let us know what you think. How would you fish that? All right, man. So I really, really appreciate it. I mean, I really
you're welcome.
Dipping into the live stream and everything.